In this video, we're going to take a look at 3 different bike bags that have just come into the channel for review. Find out what I think about them so far in this video. Welcome back, Pathless Peddlers, and if you're new to the channel, if you're into the non-competitive side of cycling, gravel, exploring, bike touring, the supple life, if you have found your people, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy content like this and want to support it, consider purchasing a patch from our Big Cartel shop or supporting us on Patreon and PayPal. Today we've got bags. Today I'm going to take a look at the Braap Pack, a new waterproof fork bag by Apidura, and a Micro Pannier by North Street. But first, the hip bag. That's right, it's a hip bag, it is not a fanny pack. So this is the Braap Pack by Reload. As you can see, it's in this super bright safety orange. And I've actually been riding with this for the last couple of weeks, been carrying some camera gear and extra layers in this. And for me, I just love the size. It's big enough to carry, a good amount of stuff, but not so big that it will kind of weigh you down. One thing you'll notice is that it's got a single buckle closure. So what's nice about this is it does allow you to do a little overstuffing. So if you've got a big bulky layer like a puffy or something like this, there is some wiggle room to have it fit in there, as opposed to hip bags with a zipper where you're really kind of constrained to those set dimensions. So to close this, you just take this top. There's no Velcro or anything. You just kind of roll it down on itself, snap the buckle closed. Super simple. Other features is it does have MOLLE strap webbing, so you could dangle things off here like a mug, your camp knife. In terms of how it sits on your waist, it's got these, I believe these are 2-inch like seatbelt buckle straps. You can do gross adjustments of the belt from the front buckle here. But what I really like about this bag is actually these small side straps. With a quick tug, you can tighten it up, or you can pull on the buckle here and it loosens it up so you can spin the bag around you. I've ridden with other hip bags, and as you ride, the things kind of loosen. But with this, you can always take up the slack or give yourself more slack on the fly. So love this feature. So far, I know I say this every time when a new bag comes in, but this might be my favorite hip bag. I like the fact that it's not a zipper closure. You can kind of overstuff it slightly. Also, it just makes the overall shape of the bag a lot more flexible. It kind of conforms to your hip better. And these quick adjust straps on the side are just the jam. So that is the Braap Pack by Reload. And this retails for $75. And if you don't like it in this color, you can fully customize it to suit your taste. All right, so for you bike packing folks, the next bag is the Epidural Exhibition front fork bag. So some basic stats: the volume is stated at 4.5 liters. MSRP is $56 per bag. The material is really durable. It's waterproof. A couple nice design touches is the bottom of the bag. It kind of tapers, and there's just enough structure here so as you stuff it, it won't spill over the lip of your anything cage or whatever you're using. It basically holds its structure pretty well. The bag does come supplied already with these Velcro straps that loop through the bag. There's 4 points of adjustment, so you can move this up and down so to really kind of tailor the fit to the specific fork bag you're using. The way that this works is it wraps around the rails or the side of the fork bag onto itself and attaches itself to the Velcro. So a couple nice advantages of a strap system like this. It's pretty well integrated into the bag, so there's no losing the strap. Another big advantage is because of the way it loops through, you don't have to undo the strap to get into the bag. You can just simply unclip the top with the bag still attached and get into your gear and repack it. In terms of closure, it's a simple dry bag style closure, but it does have a cool trick. If you've stuffed waterproof dry bags before, one of the big challenges is getting all the air out. There's actually a hidden air release valve here. I don't know if you guys can hear it. So as you roll this, there's a breathable section right here that will let the air out, so you can get this fully compressed. There's no kind of bulky valve stem or anything. It's just a more breathable and hidden air release right here. Super cool. Again, this just came in, so it's more of a first look than a true review. Overall, I'm pretty optimistic. The material seems pretty thick and durable. If there is one con, this might be specific to me, is that it's a little bit hard to get your hand in here. So depending on what you're packing, you really have to jam it in. I couldn't get my wrist around my puffy jacket that I have in here. Might be a little bit trickier to fully get things down to the bottom. But look for a full-on review in a couple weeks after I actually get to use this thing on a couple overnights. All right, so the last and final bag is the Micro Pannier by North Street. This is perfect if you want a small pannier to run in the back or in the front. I'm not quite sure what the volume is. There will be a picture of its dimensions on the screen. But the way it attaches to your bike is with a bungee style attachment system, rubberized hook so it doesn't mar your rack. I'm not quite sure if you can adjust the tension of the bungees, but I did try it on a Tubus Terra and a Tubus Evo rack, and it had enough tension to keep the bag on the rack. Overall, it's a pretty simple construction. The point of this is to be fairly light and minimal. Right now I have my sleeping bag in here, and as you can see, it totally fills up the pannier. There is one external pocket here, which is nice for quick access items. And in terms of closure, it is a single buckle closure with a roll top. One thing to note is the roll top doesn't have any Velcro or anything. You kind of just roll it over itself like so, and use the buckle to hold the whole thing down. So pretty simple closure to cut down weight. That does mean if you're gonna be riding in rainier environments, you're gonna have to be a little bit more cognizant of how you roll this down to make sure that water doesn't seep through. In terms of waterproofness, I know someone's gonna ask, you know, it's a sewn bag, so it is not a dry bag. You can't toss in the river and expect things to be perfectly dry. If you're super paranoid about getting things wet, you will want to double bag it with this bag. But with my experience using bags like this, for most practical purposes, the water resistance is pretty high. Short of a full-on river crossing or throwing this in the ocean, it should keep your stuff relatively dry. But again, if you've got a computer and you want to be 100% sure it doesn't get wet, double bag it. And in terms of price, this retails for about $84. So not too bad in terms of a bag that is made in Portland, Oregon, just for you. To my eyes, it's about the same volume as the Ortlieb gravel pannier. It does have the advantage, for me at least, with the bungee system. I love the Ortlieb hardware, but when I'm going on really rocky terrain, I really appreciate bungee style attachments on the panniers. So if you're looking for a swift alternative to the Junior Ranger, although this doesn't have external pockets, this is a good one to check out. So that's it for now. If you're curious to see how these bags do after a couple of overnight trips, be sure to subscribe. If you have any other questions, leave those in the comments below. And as always, keep the supple side down.